I want to cover 5 topics that people ask me about pretty regularly and that I feel I need to put out there because while I play Monster Hunter a lot, I play it, sometimes I play it pretty seriously. Most of the time I'm playing it pretty casually. And so what I'm going to cover in this video is some topics that I think are beneficial to people who play Monster Hunter a little more casually and who want an easy time, who don't want to have to manage just juggle a lot of different things and optimizations and always be worried about, am I wearing the right gear? Am I using the right armor skills? Like, why does this dude keep hitting me? I gave up on these cats so long ago. I think he's just mad at me because I haven't taken him out in like 6 months. 8 months. So the first reason why I'm making this video, what the hell's going on? This Xbox controller is really sensitive. People ask me, they say, can you show me some gameplay where you play fairly well, but you don't rely on Constitution or Stamina Surge? How do you manage to do that? Then they'll say, well, I just use Berserk and Strife. And I say, I don't even bother with Berserk and Strife. And they're like, how can you play this game without jacking up your Constitution Stamina Surge or without using Berserk Strife combo? How do you manage your stamina? It must suck so bad. You must be running out of stamina all the time. How can you have such high damage output? So that's the first thing I want to address. You'll notice I don't have my Constitution Stamina Surge jacked up. If I have anything on here, it's just incidental. I don't have any. And you'll also notice I'm not running Berserk Strife. So how do I manage it? Well, it's pretty simple. Where's that goddamn monster? Step 1, collect your birds, which I usually do a lot faster, but I'm kind of distracted right now trying to talk to you and use this new controller all at once. But yeah, I usually get my birds real quick. So step 2 is use dash juice like that. Okay. Step 3, eat for fighter, and it's not even maxed out fighter, as you can see. And step 4 is largely just in how I control my combos, how I manage my combos. Take a look at my stamina bar. All right. See how often it even gets close to running out. And there's 3 aspects of my gameplay that prevent me from running out of stamina. In addition to all of the stamina management tips that I've mentioned so far, there are 3 ways that I play this game that prevent my stamina from running out. And number 1 is I don't use dodge bolt to reposition. I see a lot of people just doing this. Just keep dodge bolting across the screen. Don't bother to just stop and run or use another technique, which I'll show you later, for repositioning. It works a lot better than just dodge bolting across the screen. The second thing that I do to prevent myself from running out of stamina is, okay, whenever it's safe to do so, I'll do a power volley. That's the second power shot, if you're not familiar with that term. So what I see a lot of people doing is they'll do 1 power shot and then they'll go into their next attack. And they'll try to do the animation cancel with it. They'll try to spam the animation cancel. Look, I even have water blight on me, and I don't care. So they'll try to spam the animation. Yeah, this is pretty chaotic, all right? Like this. And so that drains their stamina a lot faster, as you can see. If you do the power volley, though, you get that extra damage in. We'll actually recover more stamina. You'll get that 3rd maximum damage shot in. You'll actually recover stamina in between your power volley, power shot, and your next combo. So you'll see the bar go down and up, and it will go up more during that combo than if you're just doing power shot, repeat. Okay, see that? All that time in between shots, the bar's going up, and it's going up significantly on the power volley. That's step 2. So number 1, don't use the dodge bolt to reposition. You're just wasting stamina. Number 2, use the power volley whenever it is safe to do so, which, in multiplayer is almost always. In solo, it's maybe 50% of the time or more. And then there is a 3rd trick that I use, and it's the way that I charge up my bow to get it to maximum charge level. There's 2 little tricks that I use, and I've made videos on both of these as well. So bird color should be your first food, and fighter should be your second food that you eat. And this will make sure that you can very quickly get all the birds you need, and so that you can get that little extra boost of stamina regen. That coupled with your dash juice and you are in great shape. I like this map for birds because the path is very, very quick, as you'll see. That bird caller is nice. It doubles your spirit birds and it makes it easier for you to pull them in. The range you need to be at to pick them up is pretty far away. And this route is just really nice for maxing out stamina and health. Getting a little bit of attack. Getting endemic life. My favorite endemic life is on this route. So I just need one more yellow bird, and then whatever orange and red that I can find. I love this thunder beetle. We're going to eat some steak. We are going to juice up our damage a little bit. We're going to get our dash juice going. Where the hell is this Magnamalo? And we're going to come in guns a-blazing. So the third trick to stamina management in terms of gameplay choices is how I charge up my bow. And so it's a combination of instant dodge bolt and hold to charge. Sometimes I'll use hold to charge while I'm charging up my bow, while I'm waiting for the instant dodge bolt. And sometimes if the monster is far away or not positioned appropriately, I will simply sit here and wait with my reticle up, not draining stamina. Okay, especially when I'm shifting from one combo to the next. I know the attack's coming. I will just stand here, and even if it's just a fraction of a second, like a half a second, you will gain stamina while you're waiting. And so those three techniques will keep you from running out of stamina while you're in the middle of the fight. On the off chance that you do run out of stamina, I've got a trick that you can use. The trick isn't just to regen your stamina. It does a lot of other cool things as well. So sometimes I use it just for fun to my benefit. And I'm going to talk about that one a little bit later. That's how I manage my stamina. The second reason I wanted to make this video is that I have one single build to manage all endgame monsters. Let's take a look. I have 448 attack, decent defense. I have 50% affinity, natural, okay? I don't have to wait for any bonuses to kick in. It's just 50%. And the only bonus that I really have that will kick in is gonna be the Adren Rush. So I have 50% natural affinity, and since I primarily attack weak spots, I have the weakness exploit. So my affinity is 100% for almost every shot that I do. As you can see, there aren't skills here that rely on me taking damage repeatedly or that put me at risk while I'm playing. These skills are all straight damage boosters. I don't have to trade off anything in order for these skills to benefit me. I don't have to take extra risks in order to make these skills work. And that's how I like my Monster Hunter. I know a lot of people don't like that, and that's fine. And I'm not telling you to do it, to play this way. If you don't like taking risks, you don't like to have to manage that trade-off, then I highly recommend you give this a shot. And so the other reason why I can take this against everything else is precisely because it is raw damage. And raw damage works well against every monster. I don't like to have to switch gear a lot. I already do that enough when I play my elemental charge blade, and I don't have to do it for bow. My bow's my casual go-to weapon. So when I want to just pick up and play, I pick up this set, and I can join any quest and still do really well and do very good damage. So that's what this build is for me. If that's the kind of experience you want to have, you don't want to have to fiddle around with, oh, which gear should I bring? Do I have the right gear? Just, this is great, a great option for you. The nice thing about this bow is it's got some status coatings, which can be really effective. Why is he running away already? Oh, he's going for the Volvodon. Okay, I shouldn't have hit that Thunderblight while these guys are riding. So another way that I get some pretty big raw damage is by using Bolt Boost in combination with ballistics. And so you can see the different reticle here that I'm using. That's my Bolt Boost reticle. And ballistics allows me to maintain that super crit range very easily. Using it with normal ammo makes it easier still because normal ammo requires you to be back a little bit from the monster rather than up in his face like all the spread bow users recommend. All right, so I ran out of stamina. There's my trick. Okay, I got my stamina back. All right, better than infinite stamina, honestly. All right, let's see if I can get some status on him. Now's probably not a good time to do that, though, is it? There he goes. Now let's put him to sleep. Ah, you're riding him. What the hell's going on up here? Why is he even up there? As you can see, we're just going to edit that part out. It's pretty safe as long as you remember to heal from time to time. Next reason why I'm making this video is because there is a switch skill for bow that everybody is sleeping on. And this one really deserves its own video because it is far more useful now in endgame than it has been for me in the past. And there's some very specific use cases for it where it works really well to get you out of tough situations where other switch skills don't. And the switch skill does have iframes on it. The nice thing about it is it recharges your stamina very, very quickly. That's right, I'm talking about the focus shot, if you haven't already guessed that, or if you weren't paying attention to the earlier part of the video where I told you what it was. So let's say you are playing solo, or actually in a challenging quest. Let's go in anomaly research. Let's do a level 300 Baroth, shall we? Yeah, let's do this one. Let's see if I can beat this quest. He's pretty tough. So let's see what we can do with this guy, shall we? Bolt boost, switch scrolls. Now, if I ever do want to get a KO, I have the absolute power shot on my other scroll. Now look at the mud on this guy. Look at the size of those mud balls. So the dodge bolt is still there for safety, as you can see. And it's even easier to pull off. Oh, what the fuck did I just press? Okay, I did. I accidentally pressed some map button, but I did do my focus shot just prior to that. That was really weird. Now, the thing I like about the focus shot is watch this. No, come on. Never mind. Watch this as I can't engage it because I ran out of wire bugs. The thing I like about the focus shot is that it will get you out of those mud balls without a problem. All right. Whereas other wire bug switch skill maneuvers may not for other weapons. They may or may not. That one will. Okay. It will get you out of it. I gotta refresh my bolt boost, I think. All right, so there is one skill that does activate, and that's the bubbly dance. I've been using it for so long I forgot about its existence, but as you can see, I can keep that pretty active. And I forgot to switch my coatings as I normally do. I'm not really wasting coatings here, just shooting at random spots. But let's try some para. Oh, too late. He flipped back. Let's do some, oops, combos. I don't use the radial menu often. I just recently started using it again. I like the anomaly healing, but sometimes it just doesn't keep up. So I don't have to heal often. I'll usually rely on the anomaly, what do they call it, afflicted healing? There's a little instant dodge bolt for you. See, that was an instant dodge bolt too. All right, I just waited. Instead of trying to hold the charge, I just waited for the attack. And it was just a split second. Now I need to get out of here and take my potion again. There we go. I want to put this guy in a trap. I refresh my bolt boost. So I didn't prevent the second pop. That's okay. He's a 300 anomaly. This is going to be tough to do. My cat just came through with a binder. Oop, that was not good. Tried to use that to get out of there, and I couldn't. That's fine. Let's just try not to die here. Some anomaly healing going. Now I need to regular heal because I am not afflicted anymore. Where's my fucking... I need to put those potions on a radial menu too, don't I? Okay, the reason why my stamina was fucking up is because I was on absolute power shot. I hardly ever use absolute power shot. I just don't care for it. And these anomalies are just so hard to knock out. They're so hard to do any status on. Now, I don't know about you, but 400 per pull of the trigger seems decent to me. Oh, we popped him. Good. Let's do some status. They're so much easier to status in this state. And I put that on the wrong spot. There we go. Got to keep my buffs up, don't I? And he's back. Let's get some stamina back. Now, a lot of people will complain that they don't like dodge bolt with high evade window, and I gotta say I love it. It does throw off your timing a little bit, but it is easier to pull off, especially with these really fast monsters and their crazy frame rate, split second timings. I prefer it. Did my cat do that? Trying to get his tiny little hands that are stuck down in there. Now this is where people say, well, why don't you just play up close and play spread and just keep dodge bolting, etc., etc. You know, that's fine for some people, but you know, it's just too risky for me. I'd rather keep the distance. I really would. I don't want to have to hit that many dodge bolts. Like every time I dodge bolt, it's life or death. I just don't want that stress level. Okay? Like I'm doing a lot of dodge bolts here just to maintain my infinite combo, so to speak, but if I were playing spread, every single one of those would be life or death. As it stands, it's maybe 1 in 6, 1 in 8, 1 in 10 are life or death for me, right? So, all right, big guy. I can't even hit my buttons and talk at the same time, so I'm gonna stop talking now. That was cool. So yeah, I like it when I don't have to nail every dodge bolt to save my ass. Just those on occasion like that. And so yeah, regen my stamina that way. It's effectively infinite stamina. It really is. You know, why rely on a system that requires you to not get hit in order to maintain infinite stamina and to do a certain amount of damage, etc. Focus shot is infinite stamina. It really is. So you stop your combo for 1 second to regen your stamina. Look how fast it regens. It's ridiculous. So yeah, everybody's been sleeping on focus shot. They give it to you early in the game. You should be using it early in the game. It's incredible. It's great for repositioning. It will get you out of those mud balls that are ridiculously oversized with these higher level anomaly monsters, and the specials, they're even bigger. A lot of mobility. You can get closer to the monster while regenerating your stamina faster than if you were to run there. You can even evade with it. You can even evade and use the iframes on it. You can jump over attacks with it. You can get crazy with focus shot if you want to. There's some of my day-to-day play style and ability, as you can see. That was not a scripted or rehearsed or repeated attempt until I get it perfect quest. That was me against an AR 300 monster going in totally blind. I had been using Charge Blade against him before. I ranked him up with Charge Blade, and that's the first time I went against that high of an anomaly monster with this bow build, and it worked really well, as you can see. And so you can see how I use this build once I get into the groove of things. I was kind of warming up on those multiplayer quests. And as long as my aim is good, I've got some really nice damage output. If you want to build something like this yourself, you know, you can copy my gear if you like, but I have augments on everything. Nothing really crazy. Just a couple slots there. I only use this for the 1 slot. Intrepid Heart's just kind of a bonus. And I got a point of ballistics, really easy to augment in there. This one's got a couple more slots, an Adren Rush, Blade Scale Hone, which I rarely use. So my augs really aren't that insane. You know, you could copy my gear, but I would recommend that you use a set builder to customize it for your talisman. This one is a Crit Boost 2, Bubbly Dance 3, 3/3 talisman, and I've been using this for months and months. I got this shortly after they gave us the new talisman melding option, and this is a decent talisman. Can you make this build or something very close to it without this talisman? Absolutely, yeah. You don't have to copy this exactly, but everything on here, you can see my switch skill loadout, nothing fancy. The stake thrust, and focus shatter on both, dodge bolts on both. And so I can use switch skill 5. I can get the bolt boost and Herculean draw and keep them both up. And then I always have the option to go absolute power shot if I so desire, which I rarely do. Now, I can just run down these skills real quick. The attack boost, obvious. Critical eye, obvious. Resuscitate. And the resuscitate is going to work with bubbly dance. So when the bubbly dance triggers, the resuscitate will trigger because bubbly dance gives you bubbly blight. Bubble blight. Crit boost is pretty obvious. Weakness exploit, again. Ballistics is to extend the range of my super critical distance and make it so that it's trivial to hit every shot with super crit. Normal up, obvious. There's the bubbly dance, which not only triggers the resuscitate, but does give me some evade window. So I only need the 3 points of evade window because bubbly's going to give me 2 points of evade window. So when bubbly's enabled, I got 5 points of it. When it's not enabled, I still have 3, which is really nice. I like stun res because I hate getting stun. And there's my adrenaline rush, which I can proc fairly often. Powder mantle gives me just that extra bit of damage every once in a while. Now the reload speed is for the fast coding changes. If you're not familiar with that feature and you're playing bow, get reload speed too, and you'll see what I mean. You can map your D-pad to coding changes, ammo changes, and you just click up and down and you instantly will change codings. Like in the middle of your combo, you can change your codings with simply by pressing the D-pad up and down. So you can do your shot with a power coat and your power shot with a paracoat and your power volley with a sleep coat. Not that you'd really want to do that, but you could. It's that quick and easy to do. Bow charge plus, because yes, this bow does require it. And 1 point of blood right, just for kicks. A little bit of blade skill hone, intrepid heart, shock absorber for multiplayer. But these, you can drop these. You don't need the intrepid heart. You don't really need the blade skill hone per se because you're not hitting that many dodge bolts. The blood red is nice. I haven't really analyzed how effective it is for me. You know, a couple skills that are completely useless to this build. They're just incidental. What would I drop if I needed to drop something? Probably the powder mantle. I'd get rid of that first because everything else is really nice damage. That entire first page is great for damage. I'd probably drop the powder mantle. If I couldn't get everything else the way it looks right now, I would drop that one first for sure and go from there. And again, your food skills, it just depends on whether or not you're in the arena. If you're not in the arena, the usual for me is right here. Bird Caller, insane, best skill in the game. Dango Fighter for better stamina recovery. And then the Moxie Adrenaline just as a safety feature. There it is. What does my item loadout look like? Pretty simple. Half the stuff I don't even use, but it's there. This is my general purpose item loadout. It's got some traps. It's got some coding combos, flashers, sonics. Just I'm prepared for pretty much any fight with this. Even the stuff where you can actually capture the monsters. So pretty nice. So I think I covered everything. 5 reasons why you should be watching this video. That's how I play without Constitution Stamina Surge or Berserk Strife. As you can see, it's pretty effective. And stamina management is not an issue for me at all. I showed you a solo fight against an AR 300 monster where I was attacking almost nonstop and had to heal only because I was trying to talk and play at the same time, which I'm not very good at. But, you know, I do get hit on occasion and, shit happens. This is my one single build for all endgame monsters. I take this against the specials. I take this against the AR300s. I take this against random multiplayer. I take this against the Risens. This works everywhere, anytime. But if you're at the top of your game, you're clearing them in under 10 minutes, which is an amazing for just any monster in the game. Yeah, that's nice. And for multiplayer, your DPS is going to be very consistent and toward the high end. And you're a lot safer in multiplayer too. But as you can see, you're pretty safe single player. And so raw can get the job done. If you're lazy like me, if you just want to pick up and play, raw can get the job done for sure. Now, the focus shot, yeah, don't ignore it. It's not a noob switch skill. It is a pro switch skill. They're all pro level. And you can incorporate any of these switch skills into your repertoire and your play style effectively if you really want to. This is the one for me. It just simplifies so much. There's so many things I don't have to worry about. So that's what I have for you today. I've taken this against literally every monster in the game and it works well. And so, yeah, if you want to see me take it against anything in particular, I can do that. And you can watch me triple cart. Check out my other videos. I've got so much cool stuff on my list. I just made a list of all the video ideas that I have, that I've written down anyway. It's well over 100 on my list, so I'm not going to run out of videos to make for a very long time. Catch you in the next one.